Welcome to a short video for parents who have a child learning to read. This video provides descriptions of aspects of learning to read, what effective reading instruction looks like at school, and quick tips for how you can help your child learn to read at home. In April of 2000, the National Reading Panel released a report that summarized research on reading instruction. The report was ordered by Congress to help parents, teachers, administrators, and policymakers identify key skills and methods for reading achievement. The reading panel recommended 5 essential components of an effective reading program. Let's look at each of the 5 components needed to help students learn to read and some tips for how you can help your child at home. Phonemic awareness is an educational term for the ability to hear and play with sounds in words. There are many levels of sound awareness that students must have. It begins with the ability to hear the similarities and differences in words, such as cat and hat. Eventually, students need to be able to hear the individual sounds k, a, t in cat. At school, your child's reading program should have daily practice with hearing and manipulating the 44 sounds in our language and a sequence for explicitly teaching the skill. At home, you can help by singing nursery rhymes and other children's songs, finding words that rhyme, and playing silly games like talking like a robot. What do you want for dinner? These activities help tune your child's ears to the sounds in words and the parts of words. As students learn the alphabet, they begin to associate a sound with each letter. They will need to come to understand that the sounds k, a, t are represented by the letters C, A, T. Although English has some irregularities, there is a strong relationship between the letters and the sounds they make. At school, students should be taught about the reliable relationship between letters and words and the sounds they make. The reading program should have an instructional sequence students move through as they learn patterns for each of the 44 sounds. Students should do word studies to learn about the letter patterns and should also practice reading texts they can decode related to the letter patterns they are studying. At home, practice reading with your child. Students can be prone to look away from words if they are stuck. They will often look to an adult as an appeal for help. Parents will often tell their children to look at the picture for help. This directs your child's eyes away from the very thing that will help your child, the word. Help your child by redirecting his eyes back to the word and assisting him in blending the sounds of the words together. Fluency is the ability to read and make it sound natural. This means that the reading is not too fast or too slow. Using punctuation to know how to read a sentence and reading with expression also helps reading sound fluent. This all takes a lot of practice, though. Reading fluently is important because it frees students to focus on understanding what they read. At school, students should hear fluent reading modeled to them in a variety of ways. For example, the teacher can read books aloud, or students can listen to audiobooks. Students should also practice rereading texts, receiving feedback from the teacher in between readings. The focus of instruction is on reading rate, or the number of words per minute, and expression. At home, one of the best things you can do is read to your child. As she hears you read, she hears the way sentences are put together and what natural reading sounds like. Have your child practice reading daily too. Rereading favorite books helps with fluency. After the first reading, students are familiar with the words and overall story and can focus more of their attention on making the story sound natural. If you notice your child struggling to read a sentence, assist her in blending the sounds of the word together, but then have her go back and reread the sentence so she can hear the flow of the sentence. Having a large vocabulary helps students understand what they are reading. Children's vocabularies grow in many ways. Students learn new words as they have new experiences, as adults read to them, and as they themselves read. But students need to be taught new words and word learning strategies for unknown words too. At school, students need to be exposed to a rich vocabulary as part of the school day. Teachers should be aware of using precise words to broaden the number and kinds of words students know. Students should be taught vocabulary needed for each content area. There should be a specific set of words students learn at each grade level. However, students should also be taught ways to figure out the meanings of words. For example, if students know that means not and means in a way that, students can figure out that unfairly means in a way that is not fair or honest. At home, the best way to grow your child's vocabulary is to give her many life experiences. It does not have to be expensive to do this. Go to the beach, the mall, the post office, museums. Anywhere in the community is a great place to learn new words. Once you are there, talk to your child. A lot. Use the words associated with that place. If you are at the post office, use the words associated with the post office. Stamp, letter, postage, letter carrier, zip code. Learning these words in the context they are used helps build prior knowledge and helps your child acquire vocabulary that will help your child's comprehension when she encounters them in books. And speaking of books, read to your child a lot. Books can take us to places we cannot go. We can travel around the world, back in time, or even to imaginary places. And all these experiences with books exposes your child to new words. Comprehension is at the heart of the matter. It is crucial that students know that we don't just read to read the words. We read to understand what is written. Reading the words is just a way to get at the meaning of the text. At school, your child should receive explicit instruction on strategies to help him understand what he has read. These strategies can include asking questions about the text, summarizing what has been read, clarifying words and sentences he doesn't understand, and predicting. After learning a strategy, many opportunities to practice should be provided. Students also need to be taught how to monitor their comprehension. How do they know when they don't understand something? What can they do about it? At home, you can read with your child. After a few pages, stop and ask questions about the text. Have your child answer the questions. If he does not know the answers, work together to go back in the book to find the answer. Have your child ask questions that you have to answer. Creating questions is great for readers. Ask your child to tell you what has happened in the books they read too. Thank you for taking time to watch this video today. I hope you have been affirmed in things you already do and given some quick tips for ways that you can help your child as he or she learns to read. There is a handout from the Right to Read project linked to this video. It provides insight into quality reading instruction and ways for you to understand the reading instruction that is taking place at your child's school. Families and schools make a great partnership to get children reading if they are each working on the right aspects of reading instruction.